The Las Vegas Raiders are now just a week away from the season opener against the New England Patriots out in New England. They have a lot of new parts on the team, so we're finally going to get a chance to see who these guys really are. No more this guy looked really good in training camp. That guy looked good in preseason games, but it was against the other team's threes. We're going to get a real look at each player as they play in real games. We're going to see which team wears down too, because it's best on best for 4 full quarters. The Raiders are dependent on that. They made a lot of moves this offseason and some this past week to fit head coach Pete Carroll's liking. Do you believe those moves have the Raiders ready to win games this year? And if so, can they be contenders or are they not ready yet? One of the big parts the Raiders added to the team this offseason in free agency is quarterback Geno Smith. The quarterback position has finally been addressed in some kind of way. Smith and Carroll get the opportunity to finish their unfinished business from when they were together with the Seattle Seahawks. Well, if you want to believe Smith's the top 10 quarterback in the NFL is up to you, but you can't deny the Raiders made a huge upgrade at the position. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league and throws one of the best deep balls in the league. He still has his wheels too, so he can still evade the rush, scramble, and run. Last year the Raiders had Gardner Minshew, who's now gone, and Aiden O'Connell, who's still here but injured at quarterback. Both of them did nothing but show us they're not the answer at the position, so there was nothing in Carroll's way to stop him from getting his man. In 2022, the two took the Seahawks to the playoffs in Smith's first year as a starter in the tough NFC West. Here they are again now trying to do the same thing in the tougher AFC West. Do they have enough to get this one done? A lot of people are split on it. The NFL is a build through the draft league, and the Raiders were definitely building when they picked running back Ashton Jeanty with the number 6 overall pick. Carroll wants to run the ball and play defense, and he had Marshawn Beast Mode Lynch running the ball for him when he went to 2 Super Bowls and won 1. Jeanty has a similar physical tackle-breaking style and looks capable of making some of the same types of runs Lynch made. I guess that's why they call Jeanty Beast Mode 2.0. He's already given us a little taste of what he can do this preseason, taking on linebackers and running over DBs. We already knew the speed and elusiveness would be there, but you have to have some bait to go with that shape. So the big question was, did he bring his power and contact balance up with them? The answer was a resounding yes. The Raiders have a physical, tempo-setting running back carrying the ball for him, much in the mold of beast mode. He showed he can catch the ball out of the backfield, lined up out in the slot or out wide too. But running the ball is where he's going to help the most because that's where he's going to open up things for others through play action. Alright, we're going to include tight ends in this receiver core because the tight end is the leader of this receiver core. As you know, Bowers had a hell of a year last year with 1,194 yards receiving. He had a historical season for tight ends, rookies, and rookie tight ends. I'm thinking he's going to do better this year too because tight ends benefit the most from a good running game. Box safeties and linebackers bite on those run fakes, and that's all Bowers needs. Look for fellow tight end Michael Mayer to get a little something there too. Then there's rookie speedster Dante Thornton. I expect him to use his speed off play action as well. He's one of those that had a good camp that I can't wait to see do it for real. Speaking of speed and a good training camp, Trey Tucker's going to be one of those weapons out there available too. Oh yeah, Amari Cooper then came back home too. The young Raider receiver core can definitely use his veteran leadership. We'll see what kind of role second round pick Jack Besh has. And Jacoby Myers? I think he's going to get traded. Last year the offensive line was better than a lot of people thought, and this year they're going to be better than people think too. Would I rather have Jackson Powers Johnson in center? Absolutely, but having Jordan Meredith there is better than having Andre James there. Powers was tearing people up at right guard this preseason, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a chance. Left guard Dylan Parham looks a little bigger and stronger too. He also looks a little meaner these days, so Powers must have had an influence on him. And left tackle Colton Miller? Come on now. Don't get fooled by last year. He had shoulder surgery last offseason, so he couldn't get in shape for the season. He played anyway, so he got abused at the beginning of the season while he was out of shape. He gave up 6 sacks in the first 4 games of the season, and he only gave up 1 more for the remaining 13 games. He's healthy this year, so ain't nothing gonna be going on over there but the rent. Then over at right tackle, we have DJ Glaze, who looks much better in his pass blocking this year. That offensive line is gonna be pretty good. As you know, coaching matters, and you know what the Raiders have in Carroll at head coach. You know what the Raiders have in defensive coordinator Patrick Graham, too. I hope you know what they have in offensive coordinator Chip Kelly. He's nothing like Luke Getsy last year. He's an offensive genius. He invented his own offense, It worked in the NFL for a minute until it didn't. Then he went back down to college as an offensive coordinator, added some things, subtracted some things, and the Raiders are now the recipient of them. Many still think of him as an up-tempo spread offense guy, and he still has that in his back pocket when he wants to use it. That's not what he's all about anymore, though. He likes to run the ball and grind it out now. He didn't turn it into 3 yards in a cloud of dust, though. He still spreads the offense horizontally and stretches it vertically. He uses a big variety of formations and motions too, and there's nothing you shouldn't be on the lookout for. With Kell, you have to defend every type of play and every blade of grass on that football field. The Raider defensive line will be led by none other than Max Crosby once again this year. He's going to have a little more than interior defensive lineman Malcolm Butler helping him this year. Last year, interior defensive lineman Christian Wilkins and edge rusher Malcolm Kuntz were supposed to help out, but they were unable to with injuries. Kuntz went out with a knee injury just before the start of the season, and Wilkins went out in week 5 with a foot injury. Well, the Raiders won't be dependent on him this year. When he was with the Miami Dolphins, he proved himself as a great interior defensive lineman. When he came here to Las Vegas, he didn't do nothing but prove himself to be zesty, and that zestiness cost him his job. Remember, the second half of 2023, Butler and Kuntz were all Crosby needed. He might have more now because Tyree Wilson looks like a winner rushing from the inside. Interior defensive lineman Thomas Booker might be something too. If he is, watch out opposing quarterbacks because the quarterback will go down and he will go down hard. When the Raiders first lost their linebacker core in free agency, things got a little scary, but things are okay now. Their linebacker core might be better than what they had last year. I'm going to actually go ahead and say it is. The Raiders replaced Robert Spillane with Elandon Roberts, who's actually a better run defender than Spillane. Spillane might be a little better in coverage, but that wasn't until he came to the Raiders. It's the Raiders that made him passable in pass coverage. So who knows, the Raiders might make Roberts better in pass coverage this year. He's already more athletic. The Raiders replaced Divine Diablo with Devin White, and that's definitely an upgrade. White is healthy this year and he's improved. His blitzing and pass rushing are still there, while his pass coverage and run defense have improved. At least it looked that way this preseason. Last year, the Raiders shuffled all kinds of guys in there to be the third linebacker in the Raiders' base package. We'll see about Roberts versus Spillane later in the year, but as a core, what do you think? Was the Raider linebacker core better last year, or is it better this year? In the secondary, the Raiders are going to be alright at the safety position. Jeremy Chin and Isaiah Polomau are going to be a solid duo. At slot corner, Darnay Holmes performed well in Nate Hobbs' stead last year, so that bodes well for the Raiders. Eric Stokes is going to be alright too. He's healthy. I've been saying all along, if he's healthy, I'm betting on him. I'm not worried about what happened in the preseason either, because the Raiders weren't running their coverages. The question here is Darian Porter, because he's a rookie. Life in the NFL is pretty tough on rookie corners. Pete Carroll thinks he has something special in this rookie, though. He thinks he has the next Richard Sherman on his hands. He's pretty bullish about it, too. To be the next Richard Sherman is to come in and ball right away. As a rookie, Sherman had 17 passes defensed, 4 interceptions, and gave up a passer rating of 57.3 into his coverage. He only gave up 3 touchdowns that year, too. Can Carroll, who's a known developer of corners, do the same thing with Porter? What do you think? The Raiders are depending on a lot of guys that are new to the team to win this year. Smith gets unfinished business with his old coach, but he's still new to this team. Genty almost broke Barry Sanders' single-season rushing record last year, but still, he's only a rookie this year. Bowers is a second-year man, Cooper's a vet, and Tucker has a few years under his belt, but what's Thornton going to do in year 1? On the offensive line, it's all about Meredith. He's not a new player to the team, but he's playing a new position, center. The defense looks solid, but a lot's going to depend on a rookie corner. So do you think the Raiders are ready? Thank you for watching. See you next time.